It is that time of the week where we talk about healthy eating. I know it makes me the least popular person on the block, but it's important. And I want you to know that I want you to feel that I understand what it's like, and I want you to pick your battles. That I know so many of you write in and say, well, of course I want my child to eat healthy, but I've got so many other things that I have to combat that really, sometimes I just can't. In fact, just this morning I was reading the newest blog. We were talking about this dad blogger earlier today, Jim Walter, who does the Just a Little blog. And his most recent blog was about going to an amusement park with his family. And in it, there's a section where he talks about how motivated his daughter is for a certain kind of food that, shall we say, nuggets. And it's not the healthiest thing, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And I'm a firm believer in that sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. But what we need to be careful about is that sometimes doesn't become all the time, because it's all too easy to do that in our busy households where we have so much continually. Can I tell you, when autism started in our house, I was like, I just got to get over this hump. We just got to start ABA, and once we start ABA, everything will be fine. And then I just got to get through the first IEP. I just got to get through the first IEP, and then everything will be fine. I'm still saying that, okay? And a lot has gotten significantly better. I would be lying if I didn't admit that, but there's always something. And I really notice that the things that we prioritize are the things that get done. And so I'm telling you, you got to put it on the list of things, the healthy eating. And yes, there are going to be days when it just isn't going to happen, but let those be the vast exceptions. And you know what I think you'll find is that if that nugget trip that can be so rewarding to the child happens a lot less frequently, guess what happens? It's a lot more rewarding. So it really becomes the thing that when the chips are down, it's the thing that you can do. Okay, so what's my healthy eating tip for this week? Whenever there's a change in the seasons, it's my firm belief, and we hear this from a lot of nutritionists, that it's time for us to change what we're eating and how we're doing it. We're right for most of us at the time when we're having a season change. So let's talk about what we can do about fall produce. I'm a big believer in saving money, and when you go into the store or the market from where you're going to buy the produce, you will notice that some things are on sale. And it's a direct correlation to what there is an abundance of, because it's what's in season. So I really, that isn't always true. Sometimes it's what needs to move because it is about to spoil, right? And I think you guys are discerning enough that you can tell the difference. But when things are in season, I do like to go through the flyers every week to look and see, okay, what's on sale? And it reminds me, oh, that's in season. I'm a big believer in doing the organic thing, and that can be very expensive. I know a study came out this week that suggests that it's just, I'm about to start a new segment. I don't know whether it's going to be later on this week or next week. The title of it is How Stupid Do I Look? And we're going to be covering on the first segment this study that's come about organic fruits and vegetables. So I'll save that for then, but really. And we'll talk about that. But how stupid do I look? Okay, so organic produce, I think, is a big plus. That's my personal preference for lots of reasons, which we'll go over. But it can be expensive. And and I know that we've got to really watch our pennies and nickels if we're on this journey. So now is a great time to be looking and seeing what is less expensive. I know at our local Sam's Club, the organic raspberries have been so ridiculously inexpensive that I've been freezing them, because I know in the middle of winter when I'm wanting something to give to my son or to myself that's really reinforcing and tastes like the sunshine that comes in those summer months, it's going to be a great thing, and you can get them for a song right now, and it's only going to last for about a week. But what else is on sale in your area? What is abundant? Because because that's going to be really ripe, in season, and good for you and your family in most cases. Also, now is a great time when things are changing to introduce new things, but I'm a big fan of giving our children choices. You just saw the preference assessment with Jessica where she held up the two things and said, which one do you want? A lot of times children will choose. Sometimes you got to add a third thing. So give choices. And you can do this before you buy the produce, by the way. I'm a big fan of taking our kids to the store and saying, we're going to shop together. And you can hold up a peach and a nectarine and say, which one would you like to have this week? And let the child choose. Is that going to absolutely ensure that they eat it? Nah, it's not. But you're going to be more likely to be successful if they chose it. Also, if you include them in the processing of it, you're more likely that they're going to taste it. We know from our experts that we have to present new things a minimum of 20 times before we can have an expectation of our child eating it. Isn't that shocking? A minimum of 20 times. Every time I hear that, I go, no, seriously? I don't think that I have that much perseverance. But if that's what it takes, then we can just say, oh, okay, well, this is the 10th time that I've presented this. So my expectation shouldn't be that they're absolutely going to love it or have it or taste it or whatever. I'm going to 10 more times. Present in small amounts. It's expensive. But give them choices. If you want to get peppers, I'm always in the grocery aisle and saying, which kind of peppers do you want to have this week? Do you want to have yellow, green, or red? And my child gets an opportunity to tell me. And then reinforce healthy eating habits. How can you do that? Well, hopefully at some point the actual habit will be reinforcing to them because it'll make them feel well. But we're not going to hold our breath for that anytime soon, are we? So make sure that you're praising. And make sure that you're giving something else so that you can say, oh, because we had such a healthy lunch, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Probably not best to say, because we had such a healthy lunch, we're going to have this food that we don't normally have. That may not be the right reinforcement. You might want to save that for something else. We don't want to link these two things together. But maybe there's an activity that your child particularly likes to do, or a toy that they particularly like to play with, and link it up with the healthy eating so that after they eat the healthy, you can do it beforehand too, but especially afterwards, because you ate your green beans, you get extra time to play with this toy. And praise, 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 praise. Always linking that together. Really important that we instill the value of eating healthy in our children and that we make it a priority for us. It doesn't have to be a battleground. Don't let it be a battleground. If you've got to have the nuggets on the plate because that's all your child will eat right now, okay, put the nuggets on the plate, but put whatever the healthy eating thing is on the plate first, and let it be there for a couple of minutes before you put the nuggets there, right? Because once you put the nuggets there, they're not going to eat anything else, right? It's how it works. But we can get this done, and then we can reinforce. All right, that's our healthy eating tip for the week.